So basically we got, it's just two chords repeating, the exact two chords. Basically just the same two chords repeating over and over again. So if I mute the melody notes, and pretty much it's just that the whole time, except for when we're at the end of a full 8 bars here. So you can see this. It's the same, copy pasted, boom, 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 except for the end right here, these last half of this last bar. I just did that to add more variation and for like a transitional thing for when we're going into a different section. So just, you know, makes it not as stale, the same. Like these two chords are great because, you know, they sound good. It fits with the vibe. You don't really need to do much else with them, but like just to add that extra like spice towards the end. So it's not like all the same every time. It's definitely a great way to do that at the end of like a section, like at the end of an 8-bar loop or something. So that's about it for the chords. The melody is just, I just added it in the pad itself. That's a little sauce for you. So it's just very smooth. So yeah, and then other melody stuff throughout the beat. I add some stuff for variation because, you know, every 4 bars things get pretty stale. So you want to add a lot of variation, at least I'd say every 4 bars, at least something new. Either add something new or take something away every time, almost every time, just because, you know, our ears get bored very easily, or at least mine do. So we got these added melody parts. It's literally just this flute. I mean, you can barely hear it, but it's in there anyway. It can add to the atmosphere, the texture, the feeling of it. It's not something you really hear sometimes. Sometimes you add stuff just for the layering. It's not really, you can distinctly hear it, but it definitely adds something to it. If you take it away, it's not going to be the same. Might not be as big of an impact in this instance, but definitely for a lot of beats, it is like that. You see what I'm saying? Like some atmospheric parts definitely add to the overall feeling of it. It's more like atmosphere, basically. So yeah. And then we got this. Yeah, it's just a little extra melody in the last 4 bars of the intro to add some more, like, you know, variation or whatever. And we got these 2 panned also, so you can hear them more. You got something going on your right ear, you got something going on your left ear. Just makes things more interesting that way. Alright, and so basically I just took that out for the pre-chorus, and you know, again, with the thing about taking stuff away every 4 bars here, I took this away, added some layers to the chords themselves. So we got now we just have this one. We also have this one that's added. And then we got, towards the end of the 8 bars, we got this bell. Again, that's following basically just the notes of this. The ending transition thing, it just sounds nice to add a little something different at the end of the 8 bars and get something, just some more variation. That's literally it. Just transition smoothly into the hook. Alright, so the hook, basically I added a bunch of stuff. I added the melody stuff back in from the pre-chorus and then some extra stuff. So if you see here, this is back in. We also got this. Just you know, adding that variation, new things every 4 bars. And towards the transition again, we got the bells. in the verse, I kept the bell going, so why not? That's about it for the melody. It's just that stuff, and then repeat it again because the pre-chorus and the hook are right there. So yeah, so drums. We got basically kick, clap. So a lot of times claps can be in the middle for a lot of beats. But this is R&B, so we're gonna double the clap every, you know, half a bar, basically. It's just, you know, just how it is. It's R&B shit. And then we get perks. Pretty much just add those to taste. It's just a bunch of, you know, tambourines, triangles, bongos, whatever, just natural kind of instruments added in there. Yeah, and the main component of the drums, the shaker. Hand left and right every time, each hit. So you can feel it, you know, your head's bopping, it's moving. So basically, yeah, that's the biggest contributing factor to this. The drums are the shakers because it gives you the bounce. If you're shaking your head, bopping your head, moving your hips, you know, whatever. That's the bounce. We want that. It's the most important thing. So. Crash for the beginning section right here. We got let's see. Yeah, that's about it. I just repeated everything except for, you know, different parts about, you know, that same thing about adding stuff or taking something away every 4 bars, keep it interesting, like right here at the end of this section, intro. Let's see the drums. There's no kicks because you're anticipating something happening because the kicks are removed. So, and the anticipation leads to the chorus. Just something to think about. And then I, you know, do that a lot, either here, around here for the transitioning ending parts. A lot of times in the verse and stuff too. So yeah, you know, just something to think about. All right, let's go on the bass. So the bass, I'm just following the root notes. Maybe something goes up. And I also added this funk bass guitar as an added layer for this bass. So if you can see with the main bass. Yeah, just, you know, adds variation to the bass. I don't want things to be static. I want things to be like, actually have soul and character, texture. So why we're layering here, even in the bass, because we take some stuff out. This is like a higher end. We can layer basses if we just remove the low end in one bass, slap it on top of another that actually is the main bass with the 808. Basically, it's just the main bass, and then this is like an added layer on it with the bass taken out. So it's just an added texture to it, basically. And that's why it works. It doesn't clash and sound muddy because we took out the low end on this one. So. Alright, so effects. A lot of chimes. At least I use chimes a lot. And we got down risers, so we can see here. And just some Vox effects, because why not? I think a lot of these beats have them, so it sounds pretty cool. So basically, a tip with the effects is definitely always think about adding effects some form or another because it adds a lot without you even realizing it. Let's say if I listen to this entire thing, no effects. With effects. You can see it just fills in the space, makes it feel more alive. Yeah, I always think about adding effects. Definitely helps with transitions a lot. That same transition would honestly kind of suck if we didn't have the effect. See what that would be like. But with adds. See, it adds so much, and so a lot of times you don't even realize it. So also for effects, we got record scratches. So a lot of these beats have them. It just adds, you know, extra bounce when you're anticipating a section to start. Well, it's this thing. The record scratches are in these type of beats a lot, so definitely think about that. Anyways. So for structure, beat structure, I just kind of just did whatever. I didn't really have a reference track for this. You know, played around, intro, pre-chorus, hook part. This is kind of like a build up. We got like kind of full energy here. Alright, so we got, yeah, 8-bar intro, 8-bar pre-chorus, 8-bar hook, 16-bar verse, and then, you know, copy paste back to the pre-chorus hook. And we got an outro that just fades out, so. And that all comes out to around 2 minutes. So pretty good length for a song, I would say. Xenology for a lot of it. It's mostly just use Xenology. If this video helped you in any way, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And shout out to Rsieh and 808toofly for inspiring this video. Definitely go check them out. And thanks for watching.